Here we are.
Yeah. All right. So,
We have our official notifications saying that we are live.
all right. Let's see.
Welcome, welcome. It's New Year's Eve. No, it's
Uh,
not. It's Christmas Eve. It's
the
Christmas Eve.
New Year's Eve. Wow, if we timed up, I miss Christmas.
That's when we all knew the next week's program. We all need to hit the rum real hard and uh, do a whole bunch of resolutions
Resolutions we will not.
on the industry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think there'd be resolutions we won't keep, but
It's Christmas here, damn it. Josh Lyman says.
let's see here.
That's right, Josh. Merry Christmas.
All right. I had to share that link to my timeline. All right, everybody. So, welcome. Yep. Oh yeah, Josh, it is Christmas there.
Yep.
Yeah, Josh is enjoying that sweet Korean future.
That
Uh,
wonderful eggnog.
yeah. Tell me what I'm like in the future, Josh. Tell me what I'm like. If I've made it. I'm excited for Christmas in the morning. Uh, Excited to get into those new pairs of socks and underwear that I probably got.
Hooray.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, people watching right now. Okay. Hello everybody. Merry before Christmas. Happy Christmas Eve.
We just
Um,
lost somebody.
um hello everyone. My name is Varian Grant. Actually, we should do the intro first, huh?
For what?
The intro first, huh?
Probably run it.
All
Yeah.
right. We'll run the intro first then, everyone.
We're running
Yeah.
the intro. Hang
Yeah.
on.
Just gonna run
This
it.
won't hurt much.
Hello everyone. My name is Varian Grant, co-owner of Last Call Comics. Been so for the last 7 years. I'm a founder of Last Call of iNDIEVOLT, yeah. And got my start making comics way back in 2008. My first book published was a black and white period action comedy called Psycho Sirens. I'm a father, husband, and geek creator, publisher, reluctant taxpayer, and artist. No longer Santa Claus, as my son knows the truth. Shamefully not in that order. And
Figure
you're
it
watching
out, did he?
Vote Live. Yeah, he figured it out. He figured it
Wow.
out.
That's the way it works.
Yeah. 9 years old and figured it out. So told him, I said, look, you dude, you're in on a secret now. You gotta keep it up for other kids. Robert Griffin says, ho 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 and shit. Yeah. And
My cousin Anthony says, hey.
ah,
What up, cuz?
yeah, she says we are let's see. Oh, is that still up there? Okay, there we go. All right.
Seems
And then
like a things maybe go merry all the way in this stream.
ads from Twitch. Hello.
I think
Can't
they're
pronounce
talking
tonight.
about
Yeah,
jingle
yeah.
bells there.
Jingle bells up there. Bells says my ears. Talk about jingle bells. Jesus Christ. That's right. Crazy. Yeah. And he says he is high as fuck. Yeah. Well, that's one way to
That's
start Christmas.
okay.
One way to start
Nothing like
Christmas.
nothing like enhancing your Christmas Eve
That's right.
with a little bit of happiness. Nobody's gonna fault you for that as long as you're doing it in your own home.
Hmm. Tracy Lutkin says, "Glad you guys are doing the show tonight. Thank you, Tracy. It's
Thank you,
always cool
Tracy.
to have you with us. We
Yeah.
really appreciate it." Oh man, Randy, it's been a bad week. It's been a bad week. But I did my intro, Randy. Tell everybody who you are.
Oh, hey, I'm Randy Zimmerman. Thanks a lot for listening in, everybody out there. I'm independent comics publisher, creator, artist, writer, commercial artist, award-winning commercial artist and graphic artist. Been doing this for a long time. Done a lot of things, seen a lot of things. Um, Living here in just south of beautiful Flint, Michigan. So, other than that, got a wife and a cat, and all the kids are out of the house, so it's all good.
And of course, we got Lola. Lola.
Hey, guys.
uh, this is, says Foggy wants to throw hands. Foggy wants to meet him outside of IHOP. I praise Ohio State. No, and then down with the Wolverines.
So,
Oh,
Somebody's trying to cause trouble in the chat. Believe me, we can block you if we have to. It's Christmas Eve. Be nice.
Yeah, I'm a U of M fan myself. So, Randy,
Nice.
we got questions from last week's show,
Uh-oh.
and you're gonna have to answer them. Unfortunately, you have to read them,
Answer for them.
answer them, and you want to get into one of the spicy questions first, or do you want
Whichever one you want to throw up there, my
Oh, we'll
friend.
get one from our old friend L. Nolan. L. Nolan wrote in.
You are, as they say, driving the bus.
Yeah. So L. Nolan wrote in.
We're going to get called mooncalves again?
No, not today. Not today.
So I backed a few books, 8. I intended to kick back with during the holidays and read. All were promised for an Xmas delivery. I got 2. Next books I got need to be completed. Next books I back need to be completed. Looks like it's on demand for me from here on out. L. Nolan. Nolan, I'm sorry that these guys didn't meet your expectations, but just keep in mind that a lot of these guys, this is literally their first rodeo, their first crowdfunding campaign, and they are, most of them, not all of them, I'll admit that. Most of them are trying to do their best.
Chrissy says,
So, be glad for the 2 you got. I got 10. I had 10 floating out there. I think now I have 6. So I feel you. I do, Mr. Nolan, or Miss whoever Nolan. I'm assuming wrong as far as gender goes. I apologize. So
you better not assume those genders or anything.
I can. It's not polite. But hey, just hang in there. These people's books are coming, and be glad you didn't invest in stealing Solo.
Yeah, because
hopefully one of those books was that Earthworm Jim book, because that was freaking awesome. And I have to admit, Cyber Frog also freaking awesome. So,
that book made it.
God King got here real quick, and you'll learn eventually. The guys who do multiple campaigns are going to get better as they go along, or the people who do multiple campaigns are going to get better the more that they do. The first one they're going to screw up on and everybody's going to make their mistakes on the first couple of them, and they're still going to make mistakes after that. It just won't hopefully be the same mistakes that they're making now. So quality sometimes takes time. Thanks, Foggy. Yeah, I've been told that before. It's okay.
He also wants to know,
are you kissing my mom? I have no idea, Foggy. I don't take any responsibility for that. Might have been somebody else that looked exactly like me, but I've been home all day. So I don't know about your mom, buddy. I guess I'd have to see pictures.
Oh my God! I think Nolan has to realize that too. Some of these books, things happen. Could be shipping. The books could be in the mail. They could be.
Just be glad I'm not driving a sleigh running over your grandma.
You had your hand on my cookie jar. I know you're poison. You ain't fooling us.
I don't know what to tell you. I hope it was a good cookie jar. I like cookies.
Okay.
As if you can't tell. Ho, ho, ho. I can do the voice too. Anyway, I'm sure you do, bud. Brian Germain. Hey, Brian, how you doing? I'm assuming from the life button
Live.
in the corner that you guys are actually live. Yes, we are live. That doesn't say life. That says live, Brian. Welcome to the live. Yes, there you go. You cut yourself. Santa Zim.
There we go. All right. Randy, you can read that one if you want.
As the parent of a special needs child who loves comics, I don't feel comfortable having sexual situations fetish, no matter the educational value, spoon-fed to them by someone who, as far as I can tell, has 0 medical degrees, go back to back his ideals. Kalina?
Yeah.
Kalina, probably. Kalina? Kalina. Absolutely. And L, you should always be reading the material or looking through it with the discretion of a parent. That just shows that you care. So, and you're more than welcome to your opinion. Not every comic is made for everybody, especially if you talk to Marvel and DC anymore, because they're the first thing out of their mouths is, "We didn't make these comics for you." So, absolutely, if you object to a comic and you feel that your special needs child doesn't need to read it, don't have them read it.
Yeah.
There are so many other just awesome books out there, and you might have to dig up the older 60s, 70s reprint books. And there's some awesome Marvel Essentials out there. The Showcase Presents that DC does that I absolutely love. Or look around on some of the independents, or check around at the shows and go through the stuff before you buy it. But there's so many awesome, good comics out there for children of all ages. And there are also underground comics. There are some really hardcore adult comics out there that, most people wouldn't be comfortable reading, especially not in public. So comics for everybody in all styles. And if you don't agree with somebody's educational value, don't read or endorse the book. It's that simple. It's that simple.
Professor Trico says, "So glad you guys are on tonight. I wouldn't have made it until Thursday without going to withdrawals." That's true. We are.
Never get tired of hearing that. If you're around YouTube at all, don't be afraid to hit that like button. Don't be afraid to comment in the chat. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Christmas Eve at the old, IndieVolt comics show.
That's right. We are live on YouTube, on Twitch. We are live.
On the beautiful IndieVolt Radio. What's our number?
IndieVolt Radio. I don't have numbers yet. Give me a little bit, and I'll get them for you.
Okay. It's too early in the show to tell election results.
Yeah. Yeah. Too early to call.
Too early, or way too early to call.
Yeah. And again, Randy, here's where things get spicy. Let me slap that TV 14 up there in the corner. Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh. We're going to get spicy. Hang on, folks. This might be bad. This might be bad.
Might be. It's gonna. This is for the language.
Chrissy says, "Sometimes I like to go down in my basement and assume the fetal position, dressed head to toe as a carrot, and dip my orange hot body in ranch dressing." Thanks for that confessional, Chrissy. We all have our little needs, and our wants, and inside the privacy of your own home, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, more power to you.
You know why I eat carrots? Carrots actually help with eyesight.
We do care.
Yeah, carrots help with eyesight because I've never seen a blind rabbit ever.
There we go. If all you indie guys are so goddamn supportive of comic stores, then how come you Fs all run to crowdfunding instead of getting your books in comic book shops? I don't care about the industry. You care about lining your pockets. Oh, you don't care about the industry. You care about lining your pockets. Community be damned. Fuck CG. Fuck indie. Fuck you, DK. Well, hey, DK. Feelings mutual, bud. And obviously you are uneducated. So, we just let you go. You need to really know how the comic book shops work. You need to know how the indie comics work. You need to know why crowdfunding has suddenly become so important. And this is something that I've discussed with Varian before that we probably have done off camera, Yeah. If you go back and really look at the start of CG, and I'll tell you, I understand CG, but I won't run out and tell everybody that I am CG, because that label, I'm not into that kind of label, because to me it sounds like a scandal. But if you go back and look at why this started, why crowdfunding is so big and popular right now, it's a lot of these people were pushed out of their companies. A lot of people were pushed out of their CBSs. Mm-hmm. And they still want to do work. And believe it or not, a lot of people left the local comic shops when the content, especially from the mainstream big two, got to be really crappy. And it is. I mean, the quality level is really bad at the mainstream right now. And it's thrown out ever since, I would say, the 2000s. There have been a steady stream of people, and the numbers will back me up there, that have run out of the comic shops. And they still want to read comics. They just don't want to read those comics, because those comics weren't made for them. So they're going out and finding comics that are made for them. And guess what? A lot of that's crowdfunding, and a lot of that money goes straight to the creator. So all of a sudden, there's a reason to crowdfund. If there wasn't an audience there, they wouldn't be doing it.
Chrissy says DK was just like an onion in the basin. he is yet to ascend to the level of carrot and ranch dressing. Much to learn.
Much to learn.
Yeah, definitely. You
Let's
have to
see.
censor.
Is Chrissy the one that admitted earlier that they were high as fuck? Because that would
I'm,
explain a lot.
I'm not sure. Brian Germain says, I've tried to get comics in local comic book stores with much success. Well, however, for every local shop that supports you, there are plenty that only support the big guys. Yeah.
Well, I was out. I was out at the 2000s. We did Arrow Comics for the third time, and we printed over 50 different products that we stuck out there. And very quickly, I learned that the retailers didn't want to put you on the shelf. And then after a short period of time, the retailers didn't even want to order you to put you in their on their pull list, on their pull shelves with their pull customers. I was having retailers come at me complaining that they weren't getting all of the books that they were ordering from Diamond. They were blaming us for that. They were saying, we ordered 5 from Diamond and we only got 3. Why are you shorting Diamond? And we're like, dude, we're not shorting Diamond. We're filling out their purchase orders because we want to move product. Diamond did not want to move our product. Or they moved their product to other stores that they considered to be more important than the store that was complaining. So there's been a lot of problems in the comic shops over the years. And if DK would just do some looking around and like we keep saying here, get an education, he would see how important crowdfunding is lately. And yes, it's hurting the comic book stores. It's hurting the comic shops because there are literally now, especially, there's millions of dollars that the local comic shops aren't getting remotely a taste of, let alone Diamond, let alone the mainstream. So, if they didn't chase these people out, they wouldn't have this problem. So if you really want to thank people, if you really want to tell people to go F off, maybe you should tell the people who chase these other people into crowdfunding in the first place to go F themselves because they decided they wanted their political opinion over top of good reading comics that people actually wanted to buy. So these guys get shoved out of the mainstream and they're out, doing whatever they can and unifying, calling themselves CG or whatever, and doing crowdfunding books, and lo and behold, they're making millions of dollars. So guess what? Guess where the crowd is? Guess where the readers are?
And Ralph said that before. He said the problem is only one distributor, which
that's also a huge problem. Has been for 20, 30 years since the 80s.
Brian says some comic shops didn't want to carry indies for fear of pissing off Diamond. Yeah, I mean, and then Chrissy says, I got an idea. How about DK can go F some stuff? Yeah, freak that guy, am I right? Yeah, he's I think DK's wrote in before.
Chrissy needs to get into her carrot outfit. Or his carrot outfit.
I think that DK's wrote in before. I'm not sure.
The name's familiar. Yeah.
So that is interesting, though, that he feels that it's, some of these shops rejected people a long time ago. So a lot of these shops have rejected people.
Oh, a lot of these shops abandoned the indies a long time ago, back in the 80s. The big thing, if you go back again, get an education, go looking at comics history. Black and white boom was back in the 80s. And in the 80s, there was all sorts of quality books coming out there. And if you get a chance, it might be before you were born, DK, but you look at Love and Rockets, you look at Fish Police, you look at the stuff that the first run of Arrow was doing, The Realm, Dead World, all of these, there were phenomenal books coming out then. And suddenly there was a flood on the market by greedy SOBs who decided that they wanted to do crap because it was easy to print the books in a hurry in black and white and charge whatever, $2-3 for them. They flooded the market with some crappy books, and the retailers took it on the chin, and it hurt the entire industry. And then Image came in. Image started, and the black and whites just went. Yeah. And the indies ended up going underground and through the conventions. And that's looking for outlets. If there was crowdfunding back when Image popped up, I think you'd have seen a phenomenal shift in the variety and quality of a lot of these indie books, because the mainstream would have caught on really quick that a lot of this oddball stuff, there's a market for. There's people are just out there looking to be entertained, and they're going to be entertained whether they go to the LOC or if they go to CG. They're going to go where they need to go to get their entertainment. A lot of people like comics, man. A lot of people, a lot more people than Marvel and DC want to admit, absolutely love reading comics.
I think that
The real question: you guys ever read Berserk? I am not sure what that is.
Oh yeah, Berserk. Yeah, well, yeah. As a matter of fact, Eric has a couple of prints. Says Berserk is shit. Eric Hodson has.
Foggy doesn't even know what Berserk is. What
If
is
you guys, Eric Hodson goes by the name of Dreaded Dinosaur, has a lot of Berserk art that he's done, and
okay.
I have to when I help Eric at Comic Cons when I'm not running my own table, I have to sell a lot of Berserk art. So yeah, the Bushido Blade of Zatachi Walrus and 1,000 other turtle stat titles.
Sure, you had Kung Fu Gophers, and it's not even those, because some of those were done, the radioactive hamsters and all that. So some of that were just done, to copy Turtles, because Turtles was such a big success. You're going to always see that in the comic market. Somebody's going to do a successful something, and then all of a sudden there's 5 more of them just like it. Look at what happened with, X-Men. Suddenly there was Titans and, New Warriors and all of this. But the books that I'm talking about is like Samurai Santa and the generic comic book and just really crap, really badly done, poorly produced books by poorly, overly greedy producers.
Someone wants to know if the girl talks. Does the girl talk?
The girl doesn't talk. Her microphone is down. She does giggle though.
Yeah, she giggles. They just watch for the jump. They don't. I thought. See, people just watch.
And
for
she
the
controls. Jump. She helps control the board.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she definitely has a favorite Marvel character.
Yeah. So. Yeah. who we should check in and find out too. What's going on in the world right now for our special guest?
Invisible world, the worst.
Yeah.
Do we need to ask what's going on in the world?
Find out what's going on in the world.
Are you sure he's online?
He should be. Let's find out.
His connection's really bad, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Let's see.
Is he there? What?
Let's find out.
Should we ask him how's the state of the world?
Terrible things are going on in the world right now. Absolutely terrible.
So why did you come on tonight?
Let me see here. Well, let me check in on you guys and just make sure you're okay.
Oh yeah, we're fine, buddy. Thanks for asking. We lost him. His connection is terrible.
Horrible connection out of Ethan.
Horrible connection.
Yeah.
Oh man, maybe he'll hook back up here somewhere in the show.
This is holy shit, and Ethan, my man. Yeah. So ready? I have a question for you. Now you have Cyberfrog.
You gonna ask me what my favorite Marvel character is?
Oh well, what's your favorite? What's your favorite indie book this year?
My indie book this year?
Mm-hmm. Favorite?
I don't know, buddy. I would have to say at this point probably. Would Bigfoot Bill count? Bigfoot Bill would probably count. I kind of like that.
I don't have that one.
There's been a lot of really good indie books. Well, I've bought more indie books this year than I have in like the last 10 because of everything that's been going on and all the stuff that's been happening. So I don't know. There's been a lot of just awesome titles. Enjoyed Blood Realm from Alterna. That was a real interesting title. Ran for he's on his second run right now of 3 issues at a time.
Brian DeMay says, actually, I'm not on Twitch right now. I'm on Facebook. And Chrissy asks, what's your favorite position? Mine is upside down ranch madness carrot 9,000.
Okay. We need to bring that down. Thanks for observing our TV14. Mike and Yoda's answer is any. Any position is a good position, as long as it brings people pleasure. It's my nose red. My nose.
Foggy says I like DC more. Yeah, I mean,
there we go.
Yeah, and it's a powerful answer. I can respect that.
Thank you very much.
I think for me, oh man, it's really hard, but
we weren't going to talk about our porn career.
Yeah. Man, Cyberfrog came in. It looked good. For me,
Cyberfrog does look good. You know what? God King looks really good too, and it reads real well. It's got it's got 4 different short stories in it.
Mm-hmm. But my favorite indie book of the year,
God King Jawbreakers. Nice.
The year's not up yet.
Nice product.
I think my favorite indie book of the year, though, is
Cyber Frog.
probably.
Really nice. What?
I'm trying to think favorite indie book of the year. Man, it's gonna be hard. I
Pink
can't.
Lemonade.
Yeah,
Awesome
Pink
Nights.
Lemonade was a good book too.
Yep. And
Um,
I'm like Nolan. I got the other comics that I really wanted to read aren't quite in yet. So
Yeah.
we were hoping that. Oh, and you saw the unboxing video I did on Earthworm Jim. That's upstairs next to my big easy chair. So they could not move.
Yeah.
Trying to catch the next hot book like turtles. Yeah.
Brian says I'm thinking
Festival.
Dose was it for me, but honestly, at this point, that could have been 2018. I'm sorry, I'm reading about the Madness Carrot 9000.
Okay, we're talking comics. Here,
Yeah.
Chris. Please, let's just talk comics, shall we? That's there's sexy talk on the what's his name's network for that kind of discussion. Yeah.
I see. I will learn this.
No porn in the chat, please, Chrissy. Please.
It's not porn. It's education.
Let's talk comics. Well, yeah, we're all here to be educated, I guess. Chrissy's
Jingles,
talking about what it's like to be a carrot.
Yeah. Carrotism is a real thing. Whether you like it.
Oh, I believe you. I sincerely do. You
Yeah.
can believe in the spaghetti monster. There's anything is possible.
I wonder if Randy, with everything that went on in comics this
Praise
year,
carrot.
though. If everything that went on in comics this year with people buying books and we've seen that the industry is alive
Mhm.
and that people have long said that the comic industry is dying, but I think there's
The
there's
art
fans out
form
there.
is resilient. The industry is more alive than anybody imagined, and there's more readers out there than anybody has yet to tap. So
Right.
it's
Which
real
is what-
possible comics will be on a huge upswing.
Good for me as a publisher as well. We have that. Yeah, people still buying comics now. Let me see something here. We have some guests that want to come in, and I'm waiting to see where they're at. But we'll find out. We'll get their asses in here.
Chrissy must be young. They say He-Man is the shit.
He-Man? He-Man's pretty good, man. You can't sleep on He-Man.
I have the power. Anyway,
Yeah, you can't sleep on He-Man. He-Man's
it's a guy running around in a harness with a gigantic phallic symbol that he holds over his head.
well, you know, worse than He-Man was Lion-O from Thundercats.
Oh yeah.
He literally holds his magic sword aloft and he says, "Ho." And when he says "ho,"
Oh,
the
sorry,
first
Chrissy.
cat to
I'm
look,
sorry.
the first cat to look up is Char, the female. On top of that, after she notices, his sword grows. His sword,
Just like Pinocchio's nose.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's great.
Hey, Chrissy, if you don't like me now, wait until next week when we all get drunk during New Year's Eve. That's when the real opinions are going to come out. They're saying it's going to make the dark roast look kind of plain.
That would be funny. That would be funny. We're gonna be kicked off of every
And there's she.
format we
Well,
have.
He-Man is a little after my Saturday morning viewing time. You know, it's Johnny Quest, Space Ghost, that for me, and then the cartoons very quickly went to poop,
Mhm.
real fast. So a lot of that Saturday morning cartoon stuff I missed growing up. So way too old for He-Man. Sorry.
I don't know.
Too old for He-Man. Thundar though. Thundar was probably the last of the really, really good Saturday morning cartoons, in my opinion.
Mhm. I don't know. I liked He-Man. I just
I have the power.
as a kid. Sorry, I was looking at a video that came from my thing. I'm not putting that up. So triggered.
Triggered. Is that a trigger alert?
Let me see here now, Randy.
Do we need to ask somebody who their favorite Marvel character is?
Let's find out. Let's find out the consensus, mostly about their favorite Marvel character is. We can go to a news clip, can't we? We have
Breaking news. Who's your favorite Marvel character?
And who's your favorite Marvel Comics hero? Mine is Superman. Remember the motto? With great power comes great responsibility.
Oh yeah. My favorite Marvel guy is Batman. There you go. Yep, Foggy's on the ball.
Oh, my favorite character, Marvel character is Trump. Down with liberalism, making America great 2020. You know my favorite Marvel character is Wolverine. Always has been. Always will be. Second is Iron Man. Then Deadpool, and goes down from there. Thunder, yeah, Thunder's our favorite Marvel character. There we go.
Ookla the Mock.
Is that a mock? Is that mock or mook?
Mock.
Okay.
Ookla the Mock.
Okay.
You haven't watched any Thundar, have you? You need to watch those great old cartoons. Daredevil.
There's a long documentary on YouTube about Johnny Quest that I was watching the other night.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours long. I'm like, holy crap, who's got time for this?
Yeah. They got
I
put a
love the
lot of work.
character, don't get me wrong, but man.
Put a lot of work into that documentary. There is like, one point there's like a 5-minute musical break though. I didn't.
Yeah. I got to sit next to Doug Wilde at a show one time. I had him sign a couple of things, and I actually got to tell him that how much I enjoyed Johnny Quest.
Mm-hmm.
You know how Haji was created, right? So if you ever see the Johnny Quest pilots, the Attack of the Lizard Men, and it's just Johnny and Race running around, and the network told him that they needed to have he needed to have a companion, like Johnny was a cowboy, and he needed an Indian companion. So Wilde said, well, if I have to design an Indian companion, it's going to be an Indian.
Yeah.
So there was Haji.
Get old Haji.
Wrong Indian.
Yeah.
But they loved it, so they said, yeah, that's cool. Go ahead.
Good old Spidey.
What a classic comic. That cartoon still holds up today. And the comics are still awesome, too. Bill Loebs wrote a lot of those old Johnny Quest comics. Did a real awesome job. Oh, yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Did a real good job on them, too.
Professor Trike says, Wonder Man and Gambit. I like Wolverine, too. Yep. See, I don't know about Gambit. And the reason why I don't know about Gambit is because people I know that like Gambit, there was usually a type of person that didn't like Gambit. They like Gambit, and but I do believe a friend of mine was asking me the other day if she writes fan fiction, and she had mentioned to me that she thinks that Gambit goes both ways, and I was like, I can see that. I could see that.
Probably in her mind.
I can see Gambit.
But you never know anymore. They all could share bedrooms or whatever. Jeez.
Oh, they do now.
Yeah. Anyway.
Lowly, a favorite Marvel character? Nightcrawler?
I could see that.
Nightcrawler's a favorite. I
always go for the oddball heroes. Those are always my favorite. Like my favorite Marvel character would probably be either Ulysses Bloodstone or Monarch Starstalker. If you've never heard of either one of those, you don't know your Marvel lore. So Ulysses Bloodstone was a guy in a hunting vest with a sawed-off shotgun with a jewel implanted in his chest that used to go around and shoot giant monsters. And Monarch Starstalker was a space cowboy with a mechanical bird that ran around with him, and he did. It's like a space western. It was only a one shot, but it was awesome. It's really good.
Eric, you missed your opportunity earlier. They were talking about Berserk.
Oh, I thought Eric was Chrissy there for a second.
No. This is Iron Man with the nose. Oh, that's his favorite Marvel.
Iron Man with the nose. Oh yeah.
Eric is
and roller skate.
Is Berserk the hotness? Is it the best anime? Best manga?
Berserk?
Yeah.
Where can I find that?
Eric's done a ton of Berserk art. Not a ton, but he's done a fair share of it. And so,
is there anybody playing Berserk right now?
No.
As you know, I got a Fire Stick for Christmas.
I don't know. It might be on Funimation or something.
Okay, I'll have to.
Eric says no.
I just found where I could find My Hero Academia, so I might end up losing a weekend here pretty soon. Sitting there and catching up. Let's see what the kiddies are talking about. Oh, that's pretty good.
You know what? I started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure again. the regular one, the subtitle, and I forgot how weird that show was.
Yeah.
Um,
I was a little depressed on Disney for two things. They don't have a Miyazaki channel, which they should, because they own the rights to to show all the Miyazaki films here in the States, I believe.
One
And
Piece does
and they
not
don't
make.
not enough Mickey Mouse Club. So
And Chrissy says, "Watch One Piece."
watch One Piece.
And Eric says, "Best ever or best now?" How about best now, Eric?
Best
Don't say
now.
Ruby. Eric's gonna say Ruby. Watch.
Rowby.
Rowby. RWBY. Ruby. Ruby.
We're talking anime again and not indie comics.
Yeah,
Indie
yeah.
comics.
Let's talk about indie anime though.
Let's
There's
see,
none of that.
let's see more indie comics get animated.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would imagine you're going to see Cyberfrog within the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe before that.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I won't be surprised if we get something in 2020.
Probably a
Demon
Bigfoot
Slayer.
bill. Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer. It's the girl, Eric's wife, dressed up as the character, the female character from that show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I've got the set of that. I think my son-in-law gave me a big book of his CDs. So
Ralph says, "Watch Gumby, damn it."
Gumby, damn it. It's always the classics. Yep.
Gumby. I used to watch Gumby, and then
Davy and Goliath.
someone told my mother that it was evil, and then Indy Olive could learn a lot from anime manga. Olive who's
Olive oil.
Olive. he may have mistyped there. Olive oil, yeah. I learned about Popeye too over the week too, Randy. Apparently, olive oil was once promised to another.
Mm-hmm.
She was once right, and then Popeye came in, kind of took over, and yeah, didn't know that. You guys should have watched Primal.
Well, Popeye was one of those iconic characters that walked. He literally walked into the strip and just took over everything because everybody went crazy about him. So, because he was such a goofy character.
I want to show you guys something. Or should I put that up there? Should we cause some controversy?
Don't better not be porn.
No, it's not porn. It's not porn. I mean, it makes me it's excited. I'm excited about it, and I'm gonna get one. But I'm gonna show it to you. It's on Indiegogo. You guys know we talk about Indiegogo campaigns all the time, but this here,
just like you talk about STDs. But anyway, go ahead.
This here is the new hotness. It's not a comic book, Randy, but it is, I think, going to affect the comic book industry, indie and mainstream.
You're trying to trigger me again, aren't you?
It's the Caesar scanner. Here it is right now.
Oh,
Caesar
yeah. Yeah. Didn't we talk about this on Thursday? I think we did. So I saw this advertised now all the time on my Facebook page. It's like, hey kids, you're against pirating? Here's a great new scanner.
Yeah. This scanner, there's more. Flipping the scanner up, turning the book, holding it down. Nope, now you just open the book up, put it down, and use a little yellow brackets to hold the page, and take the picture, automatically transmit it to digital, and it's ready to go. I mean, it's ready. You know, I think they said you can do like 2 pages a second if you wanted to. Eric says, Randy, check out Redline. It's on Amazon Prime right now. Lots of Kirby influence.
I will write that down.
Redline. Randy, are you gonna get a Caesar next gen portable and powerful scanner? You're gonna get a Caesar
What do I
scanner,
need that for?
Well, converting your book into digital.
I got a scanner here.
Little digital conversion, yeah, but this way you don't have to bend over, and a little digital conversion for you there, Randy. Well,
I was going to say I'm not afraid of bending over, but we were going to talk about our
you know, I like it. I want those Caesar. I can't say Caesar scanner. Yeah, it's Caesar. Hey, Hail Caesar. That type of thing. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'll happily check out Redline. That sounds good. I was going to go back and watch the old Silver Surfer cartoon too. It's on Disney Plus. I was kind of surprised they popped that in real as fast as they did.
Also, I don't know if anyone cares about this, but 3 of the Home Alone movies are on Disney Plus right now. 3.
Nobody cares.
1 and 2 are good.
Macaulay Culkin. 1 and 2 are good. Like 1 or 2 are good. That's what I used to think about Superman 2 also, till I sat down and rewatched it again.
That's hurtful, Randy. That's hurtful.
Hmm?
That's hurtful.
That's just because you haven't watched it recently.
Yeah,
Blade Trinity's the same way, buddy. I saw that at the theater, thought it was pretty good until I saw it, about 6 months ago, and I'm like, holy crap, this thing sucks.
All right, and now Randy. IndieVolt radio numbers. 1 second.
Here we go. Drum roll, please.
I will give them to you.
Thanks for listening on IndieVolt Radio. By the way, if you are listening to us on IndieVolt Radio, make sure you tell a friend.
873. 870, not bad.
Yep. Well, Thursday we topped that 4-digit number, so that's awesome. So
873.
welcome everybody. Yeah.
That was good, Oni. I appreciated that. Now, Randy, I do want to discuss something else that's happened in comicdom.
Mm-hmm.
What's that printer all do again? Oh, that scanner. Okay, so
that was a scanner. That wasn't a printer, Ralph.
Yeah, that scanner. What it does is it's set up like a almost like my boom arm here, and you can hold the pages down. The camera's flipped in, and so you don't have to turn the book upside down. You can hold a book out in front of you like you're reading it, and it has a foot pedal, or you can connect it as a mouse, and it just takes pictures of the book, and that's all. It all becomes digital. It has the software that it comes with has an auto straightening, so if something is crooked, it automatically straightens it. The other cool thing is it has a sheet. If you were trying to scan, like they did it with postal stamps, but you can go into it and you could in the settings you could say, okay, I want you to delete anything that's white in the background or the borders, and it will scan each panel and break apart the panels as if they are each individual scans in one scan. Which is really cool because it did it with stamps. A guy put stamps on a page. He took a picture of the stamps, and then it brought up all the stamps as individual digital files. Which, I mean, if you are making comics and you're, trying to convert to digital or whatever
to a specific digital format where you're showing panels.
Yeah, that's going to save
pages. Oh yeah,
save
you a lot of time.
We're getting one for IndieVolt because it's going to help. We review these books. So I reached out to Caesar, and we'll be getting one. But it is, hopefully, people don't start using it for nefarious purposes, like scanning books and putting them online and torrenting them. And I think that's going to be, something that we're going to have to figure out as But I also think, Randy, you know what? You can scan a book. I tend to think that sometimes people are scanning books and putting them out there. Sometimes you still want that physical book in your hand. I might read the story and say, man, I want that book in my collection. I mean, how many times have you, I guess I can ask the chat this. How many times have you gone to libraries and rented a book and then you say, wow, this is a good book. I want this in my home collection. And you went and bought it. I did that with Pride of Baghdad. I liked the book, and I went out and bought it. Everyone's quiet now.
I was going to say, when I was a kid, I used to, and I grew up in a real poor household. I used to hit the library every day on my way home from school, and there were a couple of books on there on comics and comics history. Even back then, comics by Les Daniels and the great comic book heroes by Jules Pfeiffer. And once I, got out into the convention circuit and the comics exploded a little bit, I went out and tracked both of those books down. I now own multiple copies of each one.
Mm-hmm.
So just because I had it when I was a kid.
Let me see.
My worry, V.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You see me? You hear me still? Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
I do want to bring this up to everyone too. We are, and I'm going to put this in the chat. We are in a competition for best podcast, YouTube show, radio show.
Well, Rob Anderson, that
Yep.
we've had on the show a couple of times, he's got a set of indie awards
Mhm.
rolling right now, and we should probably set that up so that folks know about it and
Mhm.
they can go over there and vote to their heart's content. So.
Yep. It is called the Indie Creator Awards, and I think voting closes out January 18th. But and every vote helps, every vote counts. So we humbly ask you, if you go over there, you have to ask to join the Facebook page. It's a Facebook group. If you're watching on YouTube, I will put the link to the Facebook group in the description below this video. But you guys, please vote for IndieVolt. Please consider voting for IndieVolt. And I'm gonna put it up right now. I'll show you where we're at. There we are. Best on air talent right now. We're number one currently. I want to say that way.
And I haven't even voted yet.
Yeah. I want to say that way. And we really do appreciate it, guys. When every vote counts, and we really appreciate people. Even being number one right now was awesome. Now, and one of the things is too, and when we started this show, I think one of the things we always stressed was we were here to steal a line from Newsy, to inform, not influence.
Yeah.
And that's been one of the things that you and I have tried to do since we started, and we have people with differing opinions on. To their opinions differ too damn far.
and people with no real educated opinions. But
And then
another story.
But we get calls to standards and practices from time to time. And no, we do try to make sure that everyone has their voice heard on this show. So, and that's really the I guess goal is to educate people about the industry, and let people know that books. There are books and other things out here, movies, indie music that you can listen to that are put together, if with the same, if not sometimes higher quality than the mainstream stuff.
Oh yeah.
When I say higher quality, I'm good damn well that because I know when I put a book together, it's normally it has to be good. If it's not, I gotta pay for that. I pay for all those books.
Yep.
When I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I don't have crowdfunding. I've never personally done it. I probably will pretty soon. I want to watch how you do. I'm standing behind you. I'm gonna watch.
Who, me?
Yeah. I want to see how you do.
I got to do that book first. So
Yeah.
That's what I'm in the middle of now.
We talked about L. Nolan came in and said that he's gonna wait for people to do on demand. Randy, are these people who aren't filling their campaigns as promised, who aren't filling goals as promised? Are they hurting the industry? Are they hurting the crowdfunding comics industry?
I think in a way that there are some people that don't understand why it's taking them so long to get the books together, are hurting everybody else's chance at crowdfunding, because it raises a level of mistrust, especially people that go out and do additional campaigns when their first campaign hasn't been fulfilled yet, or they jump, crowdfunding companies or whatever. But a lot of this is all just exploring new territory, especially this last year. And we've seen a lot of really great mistakes made, a lot of goofs. And I think the real key is to build that faith with your backers when you do have a crowdfunding campaign, and to stay as transparent as possible. The book is done, the book is at the printer, the book's coming out of the printer, the book's being shipped, or the book's at the fulfillment service. Every little step of the way, because these people want their stuff. Just like, who was it, L. Nolan, that said, he backed all those campaigns, and out of the 8 books he backed, he got 2 in time for Christmas. That's, honestly, he feels that that's unacceptable, and I think that's a little outrageous also. But these guys are learning the first time through that things aren't magically done, especially these guys that have been working as mainstream cogs for years and years and don't have a taste of what it takes to do an independent comic. Other people like Nick and Anthony, those books are all going to come out. Zach's only took one One book, boom, here's my mistakes. Now I'm going to turn into a machine, and he's going to have 5 titles out in 2020. You know, people learn. Hopefully, the serious creators are learning from their mistakes, so you don't have to wait for that long. But their mistakes are costing them confidence in buyers' confidence.
Eric
It's just
says
that I don't think we found the end of this market yet.
Eric says the YouTube drama didn't help either.
No, it doesn't, and it never does. You know, especially when people are sectioning off, and you get a lot of money involved in any group, and it's going to change a few people. There's always going to be a little bit resentment. How come I don't make as much money as you make? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And unless you're mature enough to handle it, which some of these guys just aren't, and maybe never will be
I
mature
just
enough
think
to handle it, they'll branch off or take the first out of context excuse they can find and go and run. So
yeah. Let's see here.
when really all you want to do is good comics, you want to make entertaining comics. Personally, I want to be as read by as many people as possible. I don't care what your political leanings are or what your preference, gender preference is, especially in your own private life. I want to be read. I want to be, have my opinions out there, and I want to make a nice, comfortable living doing it. That's always been my goal. And I'm sure the majority of creators in general, probably feel the same way.
I think so. I mean, I like, and I told this to a friend of mine. He kind of looked at me very weird. I would rather a stranger come to me and buy my book than, and maybe even get $1 discount on it, than a family member.
Yeah.
Because a family member might take that book and just toss it in, the attic or whatever, and never even open it up and read it. That stranger's going to go home with it. They're going to open it and they're going to say, "This is shit. You should never write again." And they're going to contact me and they're going to tell me what they liked and what they hated. And that type of interaction is what most of us, I think, if you're a creator, you crave. Randy, we had a discussion earlier about somebody who posted online that they didn't like their
criticism.
They didn't like criticism. Yeah, they didn't feel that the criticism was unsolicited. Look, if you post artwork online, you are soliciting for critique. That's how it goes.
If you post stuff on a social media platform, you're going to get socially commented on, and there's going to be pluses and minuses. There's going to be trolls. There's going to be nice people. Mm-hmm. You're going to get the whole variety of society remarking about your work, and you better be prepared for it, or don't post it. Just don't post it.
Yeah, I think that it's important to realize that. I mean, you don't post anything online without knowing people are going to come for it, and
especially in the trollish society that we have today.
Yeah, the quite trollish society. My society. I'm not a troll though, but I'll tell you, I don't like your artwork. I decided I don't longer put my artwork up because the last thing I need is somebody to come and say, "Hey, that arm isn't right," and then I'm back to square one.
Well, then you can go through anybody's work and you're going to find stuff wrong.
Oh yeah.
At one point or another, something's going to look gawky.
So Randy,
not be right. It's the idea is to keep those mistakes down as much as possible.
From the Ask Me Anything, it was asked if do you think that CG is fragile?
No, I think that too many drama queens' egos are fragile. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And that those people just need to grow up, or get a skin and understand why they're in the business. If you're in the business just to be a troll and be an idiot and do stupid memes with dongs on your forehead, maybe you shouldn't be in this business. Maybe you should just sit there and do good comics and get read and be enjoyed by people instead of going out and trying to offend people in order to get attention. Everybody's got their own reason for being out there. And
how's it going, Art?
The ones that are going to be out there the longest are going to be the more sane, more sane contributors.
He says, you are too a troll. I've seen you under a bridge looking for billy goats.
Anybody who lives in the lower peninsula of Michigan is a troll. Because they live under the bridge. Sure.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Art says, I think being able to decipher helpful criticism from the trolls. Yeah, I think that's an. I mean,
It all depends on if they have a point or if they're just doing it to
it's
be
key.
malicious.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, what we saw and what we were talking about was someone posted some art. If you post art and someone they come to you privately in a private chat with the art and says, "Hey, you know, Eric's done it plenty of times to me. He's a troll. Hey, why does this female character have 3 breasts? You know, I have to answer. It's not, oh my God, you're being a hater. It's, wow, you know what? I didn't know that she does have 3 breasts. If anything, I should know how to draw breasts.
Could be an alien.
Could be an alien, but I should know how to draw breasts.
Yeah.
And but you have to be able to determine what is, like Art said, what is helpful criticism and what is a troll. And if someone reaches out to you privately and they say, "Hey, you know, you got to fix that," you need to, be able to fix that. Artist, because I'm an MF artist. Yeah, it was Art's work. I sent it to him. I really did not like his newest piece of artwork he released. It was
That
as we say,
that page of porn that you showed me.
no.
Okay.
No. It's as we say in Black culture. He could have kept that. Um, he could have said that. No, it wasn't art, but it was bit of a thing. No, there was that what Randy's talking about is an artist in his book. He has a sex scene in it, and it is it pretty much drops down the shred of porn.
Yeah.
It's actually hard to get legit criticism. Either they give empty praise or just want to cut you down and build themselves up.
Right.
Yeah,
That can happen. Yep.
Randy.
So you got to have that skin. You got to build up that tough skin and take everything that everybody critiques of your stuff with a grain of salt.
I look at Randy like a mentor. I'm under his wing, and I listen to him when it comes to the industry and art, and I don't listen to him when it comes to like stock decisions at all. But I think everything, including
It's only well, see, I don't know the stock market much, but I do know what's happening to the stock that you own, buddy.
and but it's funny because the other person took me under their wing at one point, and I only learned this year. We're talking to Randy off air. We're not gonna say the name, but they don't know how to give criticism, correct?
I'm not sure I know who you're talking about.
There's someone who they gave you some criticism back in the day, and you told me, you said you were like, oh. Screw that person.
Yeah.
So it's very weird. I had no idea that they didn't. I didn't even know you guys knew each other. But that was
I've lived a long time. I know a lot of people.
That was pretty sad to hear that. He never seen my artwork, so that was he just kind of gave me like some motivation in which way this is going business. Let's see. Trico says, why does this character have 3 breasts? Eric says, because I couldn't fit 4 of them on her chest.
That's right.
And Art says, I take everything in consideration, including where the comments are coming from. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, guys. Does it, and everyone who draws, or even if you're a writer, does it matter if the person who's giving you the criticism has, like if they're a writer or they're an artist? Does it matter? Or do you take it more personally if they are an artist or a writer, or if they aren't? Does that matter? I mean, for me, if another artist says, hey, Varian, this character's eye is crooked. And I'm like, no, it's not. But then, if you can't draw worth of crap, then I'm probably going to feel that way. I'm probably going to say, you can't draw anyway. Yeah, see? Is that poop on the diaper, Randy, or is that just mud?
That's poop.
That's poop. Well, Randy has for you watching on iNDIEVOLT or listening on iNDIEVOLT radio, Randy has a man baby.
Have a man baby.
Yeah. maybe graphic that he puts up on the page. And
I've just been informed that Marvel is replacing Tom Hiddleston as Loki in the MCU.
is that right?
Yeah. There's probably a young Loki series coming up, so they'll use a younger actor more than likely. But anyway,
Get Cody Schmidt McGee or something.
I'm waiting for final word on Daniel Radcliffe being Moon Knight. That'll be awesome.
How will they? How dare they break this before
Christmas?
before Christmas?
And a lot of the news you hear this time of year is all conjecture anyway, because they're desperately looking for headlines because nobody wants to break news on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. That breaks my heart.
If you want feedback from two places, James Eric Hodson says, your audience and successful peers.
Yeah.
Art says sometimes the person dishing comments doesn't know what they're talking about. If it's a mentor or another artist giving the advice, I tend to take their comments more seriously. Well, yeah, that only makes sense.
Yeah. I think I will listen to it. Like, honestly, if they're artists that I know and that they're continually making comics, I will listen. And I'm not going to say, oh, that guy's just hating because he doesn't want me to, it's varying. You need to work on those eyes, unless it's Eric telling me about my eyelashes. Eric doesn't know what he's talking about. My eyelashes are perfect. They're stylized. Get education. They're stylized eyelashes. And they're awesome. Ralph says, I try to energize, focus, and ask questions with other creators. That's always important to do, man. Try to help each other out. But don't make sure it's not empty. You're not just pumping someone up and they've got serious flaws, because they're gonna then think they're oh, I'm ready for the big time, and then they go up there and they fly out to San Diego and they go to one of the portfolio reviews and they slap their book down and then they go in the lobby and cry because
they go to New York and have their art critiqued by Neil Adams.
Got them whole eyes. That's right.
Got them whole eyes.
Those whole eyes. That's what I draw. Whole lashes.
Sure, he didn't. Is that supposed to be doe? Doe eyes?
No, it's whole eye. Whole eyes. Whole eyes. Because my female characters all have these big eyelashes that swoop up. They look like yeah. So even the ugly ones have
big long lashes.
Yeah, big long lashes.
We all have our fetishes.
It's how you tell
likes and dislikes.
It's how you tell a female in my book. Oh, by the way, Randy, just found out about this today. Had no idea. Apparently,
wait a minute. Breaking news.
Yeah, that's right. This is breaking news. This involves my precious Last Call comics. Did not know this.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, there are people who have gnome fetishes.
Yeah.
Like gnomes surrounding women and like accosting her.
There's people who have all sorts of different kinds of fetishes. Yes.
See, I'm gonna need Rob to explain that to me. It
could be gnomes. It could be a fascination with unicorns. There's all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's weird.
Mermaids.
Art says, I think it's best to reserve comments and advice to other artists unless they ask for it. Unsolicited advice tends to just bounce off people anyway. But Art, would you say, Art, that when someone posts art on social media, they are inviting that type of critique? They are inviting people to say, hey, what do you think? This is what I think of this piece. Eric says
on a garden trowel.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they do. Hey, I'm liberal with the mascara, very liberal. Yeah, I'm about to start doing it for Sable brush when I put it on characters. It's gonna be awesome. You'll see. Randy, let's see here. Let's look at some campaigns, should we? Shall we?
Shall we? I know God's Hand is on demand.
Yes, it is. God's Hand is on God's Hand.
God's King, I think, is still on demand. Iron Sights is still on demand.
That's
Or is that
right.
done? That might be done. I know he's going to get that book out. That book is done. He's sending it to the printer.
Let's see here.
Ready? Ralph is ready. Ralph, you need to come up here, man. We need to get you wired up and on a couple of shows and talk comic history. So, because we lived a lot of that stuff, so we can dish.
Let's see here. Oops. All right. Bringing all these Indiegogo campaigns up. And we're going to first take a look at one of our favorites here. We're going to take a look at God's
Not
hand.
sure what AFK means, but
Away from keyboard.
oh, AFK. Thanks
11,300.
because I figured that F meant a whole different thing.
$11,361 is where Anthony currently sits.
Awesome. Look at that.
See Anthony in a couple weeks down in New Orleans.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not on our regular program now. He's got a regular invitation, doesn't he?
He does. He's got his head down making that book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that book is ready.
That makes sense. But everybody's got a couple hours they can spare us, right?
Yeah,
We should make it a point to touch base with everybody in the next couple of weeks, everybody that we've talked to in the past.
Yeah.
That we want to talk to.
Let's see. There we go. All right. So yeah, and then
11,000 though, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Also want to spend
we had him on way back when he only had 3,200 on that campaign.
Yeah, he was
quite frankly, I was a little worried for him.
Yeah.
So it's great to see him make his goal. No, I'm serious.
Blast past it, yeah. He shot past that goal, so that's really good to see. And he's gonna have these books March 2020. Perfect birthday gift for me. And then Randy, let's look at another project I'm really excited about getting my hands on this coming year, 2020. Gorgeous book. When I seen it, I thought it was
Star Blades?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
139,625. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's currently in demand. Yeah, it's
Looks
currently in demand.
Yep. It is.
Gorgeous looking book.
Pardon me. I got that coming.
Yeah. That looks good. And then as I
think at this point I might have only 2 campaigns that I've invested in that are late.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, desperately late.
Mm-hmm.
Late ride, go. Come on, buddy. You know, you said August. Here it is, end of the year.
Art, when you were on last week, did you have Nomad issue 2 out? I think so. Not issue 2, but the newest, like, the newest version, newest installment of it out. Simon, hey Simon, how's it going?
How you doing, bud?
Simon, I'm thanks for tuning in. I know you got a lot of stuff going on right now. I appreciate you tuning in, sir.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to you and your family. That's someone else who has a lot of projects.
I sincerely think Chrissy went unconscious. I know she was there, or he was messed up as F, but it's been a while. Must have got tired of talking keratism.
Yeah, keratism, man. You gotta yeah. We learned that now.
Chrissy?
We gotta have keratism shirts now.
I didn't chase him off when I told him I wasn't that, or heard that I wasn't that crazy about He-Man.
Never dismatches the universe, man. I've invested in
one that I still haven't gotten from years ago. Yeah.
Brian, what book was that?
Is that something Molly Danger? What, Jamal Eigel? No?
No.
I think he's fulfilled all of his, though.
What book was that you didn't get?
You can tell us.
Yeah.
There's only like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
You can name it. You can name it.
Yeah. I won't name it, though.
It had to be a Kickstarter.
I'll message you and find out later. We'll throw him under the bus later. It was probably a Kickstarter.
Has to be a Kickstarter.
Well,
I don't know though. I'm sure it doesn't matter.
You can get your money back. I think
it's
important to get your money back if someone's not fulfilling.
You can ask for a refund.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you'll get it.
No. Give my money back.
All the people that were that I know that other people asked for a refund that they didn't refund, they're going to be very surprised on their next campaign, I think.
I want every dollar back. Every dime.
Yep.
Who else has Indiegogo campaigns out right now? Let's find out.
My longest awaited one is Long Harbor, and Alejandro, I think, is supposed to be working on that. I keep hearing him doing covers for everybody else, and it's getting a little, you know, I'm starting to go, when am I going to get my Long Harbor book, buddy? Been waiting for that thing.
You'll never get it. I caught it Long Harbor because it's gonna be a long wait. You'll never get the book.
Could be.
Never. It's mine. I'm looking at some books here. Oh. Okay, well they funded. Yeah, some other books here that sometimes you only see them after they fund. Ethan's got a bunch of new stuff up.
Yeah, but
Hashtag
coins,
cover.
you want coins, you want black and white versions of the same book. It's like, nah, come on, buddy. But
Hey.
again, that's somebody who's learning from his previous campaign, so can't really fault him a lot because he knows he's not coming back out with Cyberfrog 2 until Cyberfrog 2 is done, or really close, so close to being done that he knows he's learned because of the long delays and how upset everybody was. And of course, he froze up on that book too because all of a sudden you're getting $500,000 on a book you were hoping for $8,000 for. You want to try to give people their money's worth. So that book's a work of art. But
Yeah.
and then he went and well, I need to put the bright shiny cover on it. And then they couldn't put it on the paper stock that they wanted to put it on, so they had to find something else, and one thing after the next. But it's all a learning process because, again, Ethan's never put a book together before. Ethan doesn't have the experience of like me, you, or I, or somebody like Rob Anderson has had, where you've had to deal with printers and you have the experience of putting a package together.
Yeah.
So he had to go through and learn all of this. It's all baby steps. Oh, what do you mean you can't do this? What do you mean you can't put a chromium cover on a comic and put a spine on it? What?
Just seen a book I like here. Someone posted a new book someone launched on Indiegogo. Looks pretty interesting. I see some what looks like zipper tone in there.
Yeah, I was skipping over to my Indiegogo.
I'm gonna reach out to the creator and see if he wants to come on at some point. It looks pretty good though. Randy, when
Yes.
you were putting out books, and I don't want to let me see here because I seen that Art had said about my question about if that was a place to if social media is a place to give criticism. He says that's not the place I drop my feedback. I like to think that I know what you mean. I totally understand what you mean. It's probably not the best place to drop feedback, but and I told the story before, but I'll tell a very quick version of it now. When I was little, I used to draw all the time. Whatever kick I was on, whether that was Ninja Turtles or Terminator, G.I. Joe, Transformers, whatever, Sonic the Hedgehog, and I would draw these pictures. And normally at this point, my dad worked day shift, my mother worked afternoon, so my father would be home, and I'd run in the bedroom and I'd show him this drawing that I'd done. And he normally, oh, it's a real good drawing, that's cool. Well, one day I took the drawing to him and he said, yeah, it's good, but I've seen better from you. And it like rocked my world. I did not like that. I was, what? So I went back to my room, I redrew it, came back to him. He's like, no, now this looks weird. Went back in the room, erased it, worked on it some more. He's, I don't know, man. You just, and I'm thinking to myself, what is wrong? What have I lost it? And I kept drawing, and he was like, yeah, that looks pretty good. But a couple years later, I brought that up to him. He told me, he says, I just told you that because it looked fine to me, but I didn't want you to get complacent. And he didn't want me to start just think, oh, I'm the best ever and never want to get better. And so I think that criticism from my father, he, told me he'd seen better and he, just really wanted to push me, make me a better artist. I think sometimes the artists need that. Traco says, where did Ethan get coins made? I think we need a IndieVolt or Tipsy or Spank the Monkey coin.
Yeah, we don't need to spank the monkey coin right now. No. And the coins he's having made, he's found somebody that'll print an enamel onto a coin.
Yeah.
And they look really cool. But
Yeah.
I don't think we have a large enough brand to support a unique coin, especially for a crowdfunding campaign.
Yeah.
I want to do books. I just want to do books.
I don't know what my challenge coin is, but I have a Weirdo Comics challenge coin. But they aren't like the cyber fraud coins are actually legal tender. The the uh the Weirdo Comics ones they're just coins. They're like but I think you can find places to make them. There's an enamel pin place Trico that offered coins as a something as a product as a part of the product line. Um, yeah, some tipsy coins would be cool.
Yeah, all I got to do is
Yeah,
Google it. I'm
yeah.
sure you'll find a couple of places that'll print it, and then or check around locally. There's got to be more than one.
Yeah.
So
James Eric Houghton said, "Death
that's
Sworn."
one.
Is that one you haven't gotten there? Is that what? And then Brian says, "I think this is a major failing when family critique sometimes, and people put a lot of stock in it because your family most of the time isn't willing to go. Oh, it really sucks."
That's kind of like putting your stock in too much into anybody's opinion. You should always take critiques like that with a grain of salt and pull from it. Look at it objectively, and that's kind of hard to do as an artist, but you learn how to do it after a while, where you can actually step back and take a look at it and go, oh, so and so might have been right, or I can see where so and so's point here was saying about this, but they're wrong. Um, you really have to take all criticism with a grain of salt, and you have to learn how to let it bounce off you if it doesn't fit your needs.
uh, Also, Eric says, "Coins, action figures."
Action
Yeah,
figures. Be cool.
yeah, action figures would be nice. Action
Yep.
figures are, when they're done well, they look good. But I've seen some poor action figures out there. I've seen some really shoddy action figures. I've seen action figures too that claim to be action figures. They were stuck in poses like this.
It's all a fad, back in the 2000s, I believe. Everybody and their brother was doing action figures. And now
Yeah.
everybody does action figure variant covers. So
I want an action figure. Smash that like button, share so we can get more people in there. Yeah.
yeah,
That'd be
please do. Thanks. Sim.
and with Sim being over, and I'm glad to see Sim was able to get away from that stealing solo. Shouldn't have sent that book out like that, Sim. Shouldn't have sent that book out like that. I'm joking with you, but that sucked that you got pulled into that. But at least
Yeah.
he's able to turn that guy into a customer, and that's cool.
Sorry you were associated with that. Yeah, I was told for years how great I was. Brian Germain commented until I found out I was just basically okay.
Yeah, I think that we all. I mean, I tend to put everybody's art around me, and I look at it when I'm drawing, and I
Mhm.
try to figure out like if that does it hold up next to that piece, and if I feel at that time it does, great. Now what I've learned is to take the piece and let it go,
Mhm.
because if I don't, it's never coming out. It's gonna
And you
sit
should
there.
always be moving on anyway. You should be finishing pieces.
Yeah.
It's more important that
Well-
you finish than to have everything be absolutely correct.
Yeah, and I don't know if finish is the right word. Maybe just abandon. It's abandoned. I'm done with it. I can't do anymore. Because I'll sit there and mess with a piece of artwork for days. If given hour, I got a piece I've been working on for about a year now. It's a print.
Nothing you do is ever going to be absolutely perfect, and that can really bind you up as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be careful about that. You have to do it, get it done, get it out, and
My
then
mother-
learn from it.
My mother's a painter, and she does this thing where she doesn't want to paint after, or she'll paint. She'll start a painting, and then she'll let it sit for months, and then she'll jump back on it. Simon said the best part is that he even got a physical copy with international shipping, not just the digital. The guy that he was able to turn to a customer. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
good.
And here's the thing too. Um, I will say this: anytime we see someone who's investing in indie comics and they're unhappy, a customer gets unhappy.
Mhm.
That's an opportunity to make that person happy with your brand.
Right.
So, if someone had a unpleasant experience with like El Nolan, It's assignments that's finished, not perfect. It's very important to learn.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
But
what
if
it's a nicer way of putting what I was trying to say. Thanks, Sim.
if someone says, I don't want, I didn't like my experience with, this particular comic, and his publisher, you can reach out and say, hey, I'm sorry that happened to you. I hate to do this, but hey, let me show you let me send you one of my comics, or,
Yeah.
You can turn that person's mind, change the person's mind, something that, the big wigs don't really care about. I seen an article today talking about that Marvel and DC don't spend any money in advertising.
No,
This is
no, there's a lot of stuff that they don't spend money on, and much to their detriment.
Eric says
They
no work.
don't spend any money looking for new talent either.
No. Eric says no work is ever finished. You just reach a point where you stop before you F it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I need to stop this. I've done that. I've done pieces where I went too far and I effed it up because I went too far.
But there's a lot to be said for imperfect work, though. Again, to do it, to get it out there and take a look at it. I do that a lot with the writing that I do. Once it's done, you read it when it's printed. You take a good look at it, and then I like to put it on a shelf, come back to it 6 months to a year later, and look at it for the writing quality, and you're a lot more objective then, and you can go, this worked, that didn't work, that line of dialogue was clunky. I would change this around and do that around. I've done a couple of stories that I've done in the past, especially early stories. I've gone back and redrawn. Luckily, they were short stories, like for the Lindy Jacks book or the Hero Bot book. But it was fun to do because I expanded on what the story was there and used the experience that I have now as opposed to the viewpoint I had back then. So
Yeah.
it's a good learning tool.
I was going to ask you.
If you're able to do that. But I do a lot of short story work too, so I'm not working on a big master epic. It's like right now I'm redoing another story that I did before, a couple of comics that I've already done. So just to do it.
Let me see here. Have you ever got any that's a question from iNDIEVOLT, from the Ask Me Anything. You ever got any critique that really upset you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had a critique very
And
early
the
on.
chat can go in there too, and guys, if you
Yeah.
want to weigh in on that.
I got a critique from somebody at the time I respected. I really wanted to get and work for that tore my stuff apart, and I almost decided to get out of comics. But like I said, you decide if you're going to grow a tough skin or if you're going to stay in the business, or well, that person's full of shit. So after a while, you get that you're able to sift through the information, and I decided that what he told me wasn't enough to get me out of the business. So
Was it hey, you weren't doing this right, you need to improve on this, improve on that, or was it like
it's more like, this looks like shit, that looks like shit, why'd you draw that for? This doesn't look right, that doesn't look good. And instead of being constructive, it was more of a I won't say it was an attack, but it was more of a harsh picky critique than an overall this would have worked better if that had gone like this or like that. So. But yeah, everybody gets them, and it's how you handle them that makes you either a better artist or you start thinking about working at McDonald's.
Dave's Green says hello everyone. Hello,
Hey, Dave.
Dave. Merry Christmas Eve to you, sir,
Thanks
and your
for jumping
family.
in.
Yeah. Knocking my mouse everywhere. Someone actually commented sent me an email about my mouse. They asked me, why do I hold my mouse sideways? And my mouse isn't sideways. It's a aerodynamic
He has a fancy mouse.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Now ask him why his microphone's always in the picture. There you go.
Yeah. But see, I don't know if I hold it back this way. Can you guys even hear? Yeah, like if it's like now it looks weird.
Now it sounds like you're in an echo chamber.
Yeah. And do you hear that? The sound?
Not very well. You sound tinny.
Whining.
Yeah. I hear a whiny feedback.
That's not feedback. That's my computer.
Okay.
That's my computer. That whining sound is my computer. having a fit that it's on, that it's an operation. It does not like being on at this time of day. So I've did some stuff to it though recently, so it's very upset, and some more stuff is going to happen to it too because it needs to be updated and upgraded. When people aren't using constructive criticism, I tend to ignore them, and the Supreme says that's what she said.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know. I don't really get mad about criticism anymore. I mean, I'll use some of it. I'll use a lot of it. You tell me something sucks, okay, let me see if I can, work with that information. And
I have been told I was too nice on a lot of my critiques. So I try not to be destructive and to be constructive when I critique something.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been told a couple of times that I was too nice.
Too nice. I don't know. What is that? I don't know. I don't agree. I've had my feelings. No. You told me about these. I think some of the information you gave me, one of the pieces of feedback you gave me was that, remember when I'm drawing comics, that everything, every emotion, every gesture needs to be very
it should be, you're in a visual medium.
Yeah. Exaggerate.
So when somebody's angry, they should really be angry. If somebody's happy, they should really be happy. Not to the point of looking like a maniac, but they should definitely look happy.
Yeah.
The big thing with Kirby, the thing that everybody will point to, Kirby's style was never perfect, but he had dynamics down. They didn't just have somebody reaching out; they were really reaching out right into the camera with the great big hand and pointed, squared off fingers, and everything was super dynamic. That's the big lesson in the How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way book that all of the current, most of the current Marvel art people seem to just completely ignore. Is that you don't just want to tell a story, you want to tell a dynamic story, you want to tell an important story, you want to keep it static, you want to mind your composition, your page composition, and help the reader's eye flow through the page, while at the same time trying to keep things as interesting and as fascinating to the viewer as possible. It's Sandman.
Simon says, I'm told sometimes I'm too blunt.
Yeah. I try to be more blunt. I don't pick on people. I sat through I didn't. It wasn't me personally, but I watched Visceration by a longtime grand master of comics, from a kid just walking up that threw them, tore them to shreds and into tears, and that was rough. And he went around the whole rest of the day at the convention just almost bawling, just head down, just shattered. So. And a lot of that I thought was done in order to boost the person making the critique's ego over top of actually trying to be constructive.
Did that person leave comics, or did they stay in? Or
I have no idea. I would imagine that they left comics. They probably walked right out of the convention and right into a long-time employment at Home Depot.
Yeah,
because they were pretty shattered.
Yeah, this is a book I came across. It just apparently maybe it just started today. Eon Ignition graphic novel. I thought that looks like Zipatone in there, Randy, doesn't it? Remind you, Zipatone? Is that
more than likely it's if it's not duo shade board, then it's Photoshop. Mm-hmm. I'd have to see it up closer to see the pattern.
$29. Only one backer so far. So one person picked up the graphic novel plus ebook. The art styles all caught my eye. I don't,
It's got a nice line weight to it. I like the extra tinting that he did there on that smaller picture.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could.
Poster.
I was trying to see if I can get it to come up, but the color on this one looks pretty cool, but can't see it.
It's got a nice brown tint to it.
Yeah. Looking for $10,000, 60 days. It's doable. Just start today.
Anybody or just something you thought looked cool?
Just something I found out. Just something I was looking on Indiegogo and it was in my suggested, I guess, recommended things I look at. Should we look at the video? Should we play it?
That's up to you.
Let's find out if it's
We might see more of his artwork that way,
might be,
or of their artwork that way. It's
Let's hope-
Ivan Teller.
let's hope it's not porn. Let's see here.
Yes, let's hope it's not porn.
Let's hope it's not porn. All right, hold on.
In
one
fact,
second.
let's hope it's there.
Yeah, it's but I'm gonna share it. I gotta take it off of there and share it again with the audio because
He watches phone scammers too.
that's me.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, it goes from yeah. All right,
Always funny.
let's go.
Where are your files?
Alert. All right, this is Indigo or Ion Ignition, the graphic novel. It's 150-page black and white. So the best words for this is a gothic cyberpunk science fiction / action adventure. It's set in the future. The main character is Ronan Draco. You see her on the cover here. This is the cover. It's another picture of the cover. A lot of updates over time, but it's a black and white. As you can see, the first 10 pages are here. So the main story is with Ronan, which this is a concept art. This is not what it looks like in the book. You'll see it throughout the pages that are available here. And this is Mina Blake. She's Ronan is like a mystery character, kind of like say robot detective type of thing. He doesn't do a whole lot of robot detecting in this, but there's a lot of it expands over time. Let's put it that way. And Mina here is a android assassin, basically. So this is a cybernetic city.
Oh, look at that
And
detail
I'll
on that
just-
city.
well, I'll
That's
just-
nice.
Basically it unravels here throughout the pages. Let's
Unravels.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I thought the detail. I don't want to play too much of video because he might not want a video on iNDIEVOLT.
He might not want us. Should we critique that? Because guy's
No.
last name is Draco, and I'm like going, isn't that Crow?
That's crap. I can't make a girl's name right now. No, but
Don't critique the book like that.
that's not Draco. It's that did look pretty good. I did like some of the detail in there.
I like his architectural line work. It's pretty obvious he's a big fan of like Korean anime or manga or around in that area.
Yeah.
The more tech, architectural driven manga.
Yeah. Let's see.
You're out of questions, I take it?
Yeah, oh yeah, my questions ran out way early. Sorry, I was sending someone a message. Oh, I ran out of questions way early. Yeah, because our questions are too spicy.
Quick, it's Christmas Eve. Somebody in the chat or listening on iNDIEVOLT Radio, what is it, the apps that you have? The Ask Me Anything app? Send us a question.
Yeah, we like to answer questions.
We like to answer questions.
As
long as they're about indie comics and not, carrotness.
Carrotism?
Carrotism.
Yeah. Are you carrotist, sir? Is that what's happening? Are you? Randy, are you?
Hob?
Do you have a problem with carrots?
No, I don't have a problem with carrots. I have a personal pet peeve. This is Sim talking. When an artist uses 3D modeled or filtered images for backgrounds and can't be nice about it. I always try to be constructive when I critique art. Yeah. I hear you.
I've seen a lot of artists say, "Hey, I'm just using 3D models in the background." I think I've seen it used well. But I think it's also good if it comes in handy if you're late. You're late for a project, and you got to hurry up and get that out.
It's a cheap out.
Yeah. What happened to
What happened
Flaming
to
Carrot?
Flaming Carrot? There's supposed to be more Flaming Carrot coming out. Bob Burden is working on more stuff. I'd keep watching the previews, and Dark Horse, I would imagine, would be printing that again.
The Flaming Carrot and Mystery Man the movie because they didn't have the rights apparently.
Oh no, they did.
Did
I
they?
believe that they did, yeah. If I remember the story right, they came in and bought his entire notebook of characters.
Mm.
So I'm not sure if there's an option or how long it lasts. So they didn't do Flaming Carrot because the effects weren't practical at the time.
Mm. Hmm. Randy, what indie comic do you consider it even maybe criminal that it didn't get another media adaptation? Any indie
Criminal,
comic?
probably Dead World would be a good start.
Mhm.
Um, any of the Arrow stuff,
Mhm.
the Realm, or especially Night Streets. I was always telling Mark Bloodworth that Night Streets would make a perfect um, TV series or mini series. Still might.
Mhm.
You never know. Somebody will find it and talk Mark into letting him have the rights for it. But Night Streets was always good. James Hodson says ElfQuest. I know they've gotten close on animating ElfQuest a couple of times and it hasn't been done.
Drago says,
So
"What's the best advertise an indie comic should do? Other indie comics, movie theaters, Facebook, YouTube, other. Um, you know what? Advertising in someone else's comic is a bad idea, and here's why. I've seen that go horribly. Somebody doesn't get the same readership that you do, or they don't push their books. They don't really care. I seen a guy do a. This is Detroit lore for you. It's a Detroit guy. He did. As the story was told to me, and I have evidence that it probably is true. They did a swap of an ad, my ad for my comic and yours, and the guy who got the ad, his yeah, he belonged to a church and they paid for his book to be printed. Well, they printed the book and they didn't like the ad that the guy ran in there. They did this ad trade because the guy's comic had a swear word in the title.
hmm
So to appease the church, this guy went through with a sharpie and scribbled out the cuss word in this guy's ad, making also his book almost you can find it. What was it called? you know, and so the guy was mad and said, "Hey, bro, you owe me money, man, because you messed up my ad in your book." And he said, "Screw you. I'm not, giving you anything." So apparently he waited behind a tree for the guy to come home and tighten him up. He tightened him up real quick. So I don't think that you should advertise someone else's book if you can help it. Facebook, Randy will tell you Facebook ads are sucky.
Facebook ads are practically useless and will hurt you
Yeah.
more than it'll help you because they'll screw your algorithm up really bad,
Mhm.
and that's something that really crippled Flint Comics at a real bad time. Is that I stupidly took out money for an ad, and they literally dropped a zero on my views on my posts on my Flint Comics page. I went
Mhm.
from 3,000 down to 300. Boom. And
Yeah.
I still have 5,100 people that are following me on the Facebook uh, uh, Flint Comics page to this day. And now, whenever I post something, I get a ton of, "Hey, you can boost your post if you send us money," and the visibility never goes above 500,
Yeah.
which is what, a tenth of the actual people that are following us.
Mhm.
All most of those 5,000, granted there's going to be accounts that drop off over time and that, but not 4,500.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. That's.
Anybody that follows us should have that pop up on their timeline, and it doesn't work like that. They give you a small amount and then they tell you, "Gee, you can really boost this if you paid us." And I paid for ads on Facebook twice because I'm stupid. Didn't learn the first time, paid for the second time, nothing. Didn't change a whit. Didn't add more views, didn't add more seats. It was for a convention. The convention attendance didn't go up a lick. So I'm like, done with Facebook. And
Oh.
then they kept wanting to charge me on a regular basis for the ads. Like they were constantly hitting my account over and over again, and I had to tell them to stop. And then they told me, "Well, you made us stop. Well, you might not be able to advertise with us again." And I'm like, "Dude, you don't have to threaten me with a bad time. I'll never advertise with you again anyway." Just a bad experience all around, and it just knocked my visibility right in the butt.
Hill Pridemore said, "Waiting for Airboy and the new Scout."
Yeah, back when we were talking about, I meant to bring that up when we were talking about indie stuff coming.
Yeah,
I'm sure Truman's working on a new Scout. That wouldn't surprise me.
At Cerebus and from Eric says
Eric,
that.
Yeah.
And Simon says, "Battle Chaser should be a movie. I don't understand why that series did not pick up more."
Couldn't say.
Yeah, Battle Chaser should be directed by Zack Snyder.
Telos too.
All those lens flares.
Should be something. I know that people have been talking about Saga forever, but
and Brian Germain has his a URL to his campaign that he's doing fundraiser. I'm trying to bring it up as a
what is
Brian,
that for?
Brian, send it to me in a messenger, Facebook Messenger. He's got a just a heads up. I have unofficial inks page. He has an unofficial ink page, and if you guys, one of the guys had fire. Another.
Gotcha. Yeah, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
and he has a donation campaign set up for it. Okay. So he wants to link everybody to that donation page. So shoot me a link and I'll put it up. We'll share it real quick. If anybody
with it being the Christmas Eve, if we're ever in a charitable mood, I always recommend folks to look at the Hero Initiative.
Yeah,
because they have come in so handy on a lot of these creators. So a lot of the mainstream guys, once the editors decide that they're no longer hip or cool, dump these creators off to the side of the road, sometimes literally, and they have no health insurance. They have nothing. A lot of them can't even pay their bills. And Hero Initiative goes in there and tries to help these folks survive. I know they kept Bill Loeb's alive for a while there when he was really, really in a bad way. Yeah. And it's a good charity and one of the few that I really encourage people to back.
Yeah.
Hero Initiative. Comic Book Legal Defense Fund is also another good one.
Yep. I'm proud to see.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of tests for I haven't been on their site lately to see what they're defending currently, if they're defending anything.
There's my
also a really good cause.
And my little slip that I send there with my yearly donations to the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. Worthwhile charity. Let's pull up this here from. And then we'll talk about one of our new shows that we got coming here on IndieVolt. Everyone can be excited about. And where is it? I just sent it to me now. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. Here we go. So it's John Sobey's Fire Tragedy Personal Emergency Fundraiser. I was about Lola having the
watching the jingle bells.
So I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna share this on the screen here. 1 second. I think I can share it. Yeah. So yeah, and Brian Germain created this. So it's
John Sobey's Fire Tragedy.
Yep.
Personal emergency fundraiser.
Yeah, many names are spelled out for an artist, but in this case, a fire ravaged John's apartment, destroying all that he had. The goal of this fundraiser is to try and help John get back on his feet and rebuild some of his supplies so we can start creating beautiful works of art again. Please donate as much or as little as you can. Every bit is appreciated. So far, $80 of the $10,000. At least about 3 people in 11 days. I'd like them to do a little better than this. So if you got some extra money, please go over to this charity. It's John Sobey's Fire Tragedy Personal Emergency Fundraiser. And help him out. He's got some fantastic looking artwork right up there. You can see it, right? He's from British Columbia. I am Brian Germain. You could probably just contact Brian too, and he can tell you, other ways to donate if you can't donate through the.
Brian's available on Facebook.
Yep.
Germain. Yep.
Bother him all the time, frequently.
Yep.
But yeah, and we want to send our what best wishes out to John. It's always
Yes.
tragic having a fire, especially this close to the holidays. I've had 2 fires recently in my neighborhood, and in both situations, the family's lost everything. So,
Ooh,
and it's weird
it's
because
never good.
yeah, it's 2 fires within as many weeks. I think is it's been pretty sad.
Mhm.
I do want to bring up one other thing too. I'm gonna put it up here. Let me see here. Where is my? Oh, look at my computer trying to be slow with stuff. I see how it is. We'll do it this way.
He's actually from Vancouver, Canada.
Oh,
Facebook
okay.
is weird. Facebook is weird.
There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm having some computer issues, but
How dare you?
oh, I thought these were JPEGs. They're not JPEGs. That's no good. Oh no. Okay. Well, that's gonna be a pain. Not
Pain.
really. Yeah, that's the pain. You should have sent them. I don't know why you wouldn't send them as JPEG. Oh, how dare you?
I didn't want to send them to
How
speak.
dare
I just
you?
wanted to speak them.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Exactly. It should have been sent away. It should have been sent in a way that was accommodating for me. Got to do the least amount of work,
Yeah.
and you've ruined that. You've ruined that.
I do have a hard break.
So, yeah, she doesn't. I do all the hard work. I just let her take the credit for it.
How dare you?
So IndieVolt is always meant to grow, and we have IndieVolt TV, which if you get a Roku for Christmas tomorrow, he's gonna be one of your first downloads. What? Yep, exactly. And let me see here. Actually, try to keep this as a.
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
No, we're not. We're not all fine. Everything's broken. Everything. It's all her fault.
It's not my fault.
Yes, it is.
How dare you?
So it was I was asked how come we don't have more female representation on the show. We do, but so I said, you know what, let's give Lola her own show. And I asked her what she want to do, and she told me, she said, well, she likes to talk about geeky stuff and comic books and all kinds of things happening in the indie industries. And we talked about a show, and she's got some girls that'll be doing a show with her. It's looking like every Wednesday night. That's right. Why? Because guys like girls. And yeah.
That's Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Don't know what time yet. But
Probably 9 o'clock.
she's probably 9 o'clock. And the name of the show is going to be drumroll. Geekgasm. That's right. Only on YouTube, IndieVolt. And
Is that where people can call up and talk about caratism?
that's right. That's right. If
Talk about it.
if Crizzy wants to talk about caratism, that is the show to do it.
That
On
is the place to
Geekgasm.
be.
On IndieVolt. It'll also be available on IndieVolt TV. Which they can do what they want on IndieVolt TV. So maybe they'll even do Geekgasm After Dark. No, but but the cool thing about that is that that gives
There's still room on that logo. You could put After Dark on there.
yeah.
Geekgasm After Dark, only
Yeah.
on IndieVolt.
So yeah, she's really excited about that. And are you
It's good
excited?
to Geekgasm anytime, though.
I am.
Yeah.
I just don't know what our first episode is going to be.
Well, I'm sure something will happen. And I told her, Randy, that we're
It'll
willing
probably be nicer to look at than it is now. Well, not except for you, of course. You won't have our faces to have to stare at. So
Yeah, I told her.
we've got faces made for radio.
Well, I told her I would help for the first couple of,
Oh, will you?
episodes. I'll help. I'll
You'll be
help.
there to help Geekgasm along.
I'll probably try to remain off cameras as long as I can. I'll pop in, pop out. But for the most part, it'll be the girls discussing, things in geek culture, and I think it's going to be a really good show. I think that they, and maybe they can have female creators come on too, and talk about,
We need that over here as well.
Yeah. This will be the show where all of a sudden that was the main show of the network. No one cares about us anymore. Oh, IndieVolt Live's on. Yeah. Now Lola's still going to be on IndieVolt Live, but she just she'll have her.
She'll also have this show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's messaging me? Who is this? I'm sorry. it's Oh, it's Simon. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh. All right. I'm gonna post it up. Put it up there because sent it to me. Look at this, Randy. This looks really good. And matter of fact, I think Eric Hodson will like this too. Where is it? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's get some nice line work on it.
Yeah, it does. Nice work, Simon. Nice work. I like that. Now, oh, she likes the dice. Yeah, he signed the dice too with Sim. You should just do a bunch of dice like that, Sim, to sell them. I like the star pattern in the background. Did you do it with a brush, or was that just a white dots on a black background? It's really good, like that. And then,
unless it's digital.
are those character posters or covers? Let me see. He may have told me in the message that he sent. He probably did tell me in the message he sent, but I don't listen. I'm just.
Is that Loney?
Lonnie?
Lonnie?
Nat, Merc, and Rose.
I catch Rose. Nat? Is that Nat?
Yep.
I don't quite see the T up on that.
We're critiquing your artwork, Simon.
See the NAI, the cross part of the T kind of disappears. Of course, my eyes are bad. I ain't what they used to be. So.
Yeah, that looks good though. I like the colors.
Yeah.
Are you the colors on this, Simon? I think you are. I think you do the coloring on these.
Looks like fun.
Yeah. Let me see what else. I heard another message come through, and I don't want to. Let me see here. The character posters, okay, yeah, those look really good. I think I definitely like. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Definitely like the Loney picture. Let's see. Yeah, he's the colors. Yeah, we'll just send Simon some coloring work. All right, there we go. So now we have that, and we also have from iNDIEVOLT Radio. Let's see here. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, all right. Off my screen. There we go. Okay. Oh, I'm not gonna read that. That's horrible. Okay. Yeah. And then the other one though is what do
I ain't reading that shit.
Yeah, I'm reading that online. Randy, what do you feel is one of the main problems when people don't take comics? Oh, people don't take indie comics seriously.
It's the same as regular comics. They just want to dismiss it as kiddie
literature
and not as a valid form of communication. So it'd be the big thing. Well, the thing with indie comics, especially right now, because you're seeing this evolution happen right in front of our eyes when it comes to the crowdfunding and the local comic shops and that kind of thing. So I think we should really be trying to do something to bolster up the retail shops, or to go around and try to educate retailers more as far as indie comics go. There needs to be an indie comics distributor out there, which is coming. especially with Samedi's making noise that he's going to start doing more direct distribution out with a little bit more recognition of the indie material.
Mhm.
But that's really the biggest problem on the indie market right now is getting out there and being seen. So
Mhm.
there's such a wide variety of quality, a wide variety of products that is bound to attract any, almost every type of any type of comic reader. It's just a matter of getting it out there and getting it under their noses and getting the product out to people. So that's the big problem with indie right now. But over the next couple of years, you're going to see such a big shift. I just hope that we're already seeing a huge shift in money, and
Yeah.
the fact that market is coming back. A lot of the people that left, like I mentioned earlier, around 2000s or so, that just decided, well, the Marvel and DC product aren't for me anymore because they're not making them for me, and but they still want to read comics, and all of a sudden they find out that somebody's doing a crowdfund book that looks pretty cool. It's got stuff that they want to read that they used to, same level of stuff that they were reading 10, 20 years ago. They're going to jump in on it. And that audience, I think, is going to continue to grow for, I would say, probably the next decade.
Mhm.
And how they grow, and if there's not too many fiascos out there, too many people out there making first-time mistakes or or boneheaded mistakes in the crowdfunding market in order to keep a trust building up, you could see indie comics literally explode.
There's another project from Sim, Demonia. Did I pronounce that right? Let me see here. Yeah,
Demona.
Demona. Which kind of reminds me of Lola. There's and he's been pushing that pretty hard on Twitter recently, and it's another sneak peek. So yeah,
Cool.
yeah, that's another book that he's got. He's becoming one of the hardest working guys out there. There's another one.
Always seeing stuff from Sim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man's working too damn hard, making the rest of us look bad too. I don't like that. So we'll have to see how that works out. He's making the rest of us look bad. Might have to do something to him.
Giving us all something to aspire to.
I'm gonna have to send somebody.
Keep that up. You're gonna scare him off, and you won't come on the.
I'm gonna send somebody over to. I'm gonna send somebody to Canada real quick.
That variant threatened to hurt me.
Yeah. I'm gonna send someone over to Canada. It's okay. He knows. I'm taking over. He's got a lot of good books coming out though, so we'll look forward to seeing what Simon's doing in 2020, as well as making sure that Mr. Hodson gets back to Dreaded Dinosaur.
Yep.
Half human, half demon, but 100% badass. That it is. She looks cool too. Maybe we can get Lola to do a cosplay of that. Yeah, she'll do it. Yeah, we'll get her a nice long gray wig. Is that what we need? A nice long gray wig. Well, Randy, that does it for us. We're approaching 1 more hour left before Christmas. And I get to wake up tomorrow and open all of my gifties. I'm expecting the world. I've been an awfully good place.
I'm expecting the world.
Computer monitor.
I'm expecting.
Oh, there you go. New computer monitor.
No, it's not good.
New microphone cord.
No, I'm expecting.
Oh, he got spoiled.
I'm expecting the world this year. I've been awfully good.
Awfully good.
No, he hasn't.
I haven't gone to one strip club.
We didn't this year.
That's right. I haven't.
Sad.
Yeah. You see, I didn't go to any strip clubs. I didn't go.
It's been a long time for me too, so I don't know what to tell you. There. All I can do is sympathize.
I haven't. I haven't. Yeah, I haven't done anything this year that would make me hard for me to look my wife in the eye the next morning. So, yeah, cool. Brian Germain says he thinks he's getting cold.
That's what my brother posted on Facebook yesterday. Do you know how hard it is to get a cold delivery to your house the day before Christmas?
Yeah. It's with the way DTE and consumers energy rates are going up, coal might be a very good.
We all might have coal stove soon. Yeah, I hear you.
All right, guys. So thank you
Crazy
for
times.
tuning in this Christmas Eve. I want to remind everybody because it's one of the final times I'll do that this year. Almost the final time I'll do that this year. If you want to write in and send your question and have us read it online, you can do that by emailing us at indievoltlive@indievolt.com. Include IndieVolt Live in the subject field, and please keep those emails to 90 words or less so that we can read them. And make sure you check the spelling on those because I don't fix nothing. Yeah.
Be kind, don't spell blind.
Also, people listen on IndieVolt Radio, which got up to 922. Sorry,
Getting closer to hitting that.
Went up to 929 right now.
Four-digit mark on a Tuesday.
Yeah. You guys really appreciate that. Really appreciate all the support IndieVolt Radio has been shown lately. You can take IndieVolt with you wherever you go. Anderson IndieVolt Radio, perfect companion to our official website, indievolt.com. IndieVolt Radio plays the best in indie music, entertainment, news, and more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can hear music from talent like Chemical, Park Squares and Alleys, and Dims One. Download the IndieVolt Radio app on Android's Google Play Store or listen in with the streamer app on iOS. You can also check out IndieVolt Radio by visiting our official site, indievolt.com, and utilizing the built-in player right there on the front page. And, again, Randy, I mentioned it, but IndieVolt Radio is getting so much support lately. I really want to let everyone know again how much we really appreciate that. From all over, that goes to Chile, and Welcome Aboard Chile. They weren't, it wasn't available there, but now it is. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was on last night looking at our analytics, and we had 7 people from Chile listening.
Awesome. Awesome.
Also, IndieVolt TV is now available in I forget where it just became available at. I'm sorry, but yeah, and of course, not gonna forget IndieVolt TV. Thanks for reminding me, Brian. IndieVolt TV is the over-the-top streaming service available on Roku and coming very soon to Amazon Fire Stick, which Randy now has, and more. Stream independent movies, music videos, wrestling, original documentaries, and more on IndieVolt TV. And did I mention that it is 100% free? You can find IndieVolt TV by searching the channel store on your Roku device or Roku-enabled television. And it's if you get a Roku tomorrow for Christmas, there you go. You know what to set. And these are being added constantly to the network. So, Randy, is any gifts you're looking forward to?
I got most of our gift. Our real Christmas isn't going to be for I think a weekend or so yet, when all the family can get together.
Okay.
So we've got a Christmas tree here at the house that's just stuffed with presents underneath. We're going to have to stare at for another week or so.
Nah. Okay.
So until all the family can get together. So don't ask me what's coming.
We will be here we'll be here next Tuesday. We'll be here. It's New Year's Eve.
And hey, like and subscribe to the IndieVolt channel. Yep. And we'll be here Thursday morning at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Zim Geek channel here on YouTube. I haven't put any new content up on that because I've been working on other stuff. But we'll get some more new content up there as soon as possible.
Yeah. And then we'll be here Thursday at 9 a.m.
For the breakfast buzz.
And then we will be back on New Year's Eve. Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah. And that'll be the last show.
We should call that the Drunken Dark Roast. End of the year roast.
Oh yeah. We're
end of the year roast.
We should. I'm gonna do the graphic for it after this show.
Yeah.
So, the graphic is gonna. We're gonna roll the publicity out on this one long before.
And we'll get our year end list together.
Yeah. And you can't
see how that goes.
Yeah. And you can't take what we said on that show into the next year with you. You can't.
No. Yep. What happens New Year's Eve stays at New Year's Eve.
Stays in now almost at 1999.
Yeah.
Stays in
This is the one that really ought to get us in trouble.
Yeah.
We didn't have a TVM.
Yeah, we'll have TVM for that one.
Yeah, we'll put that TV.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you back here Thursday. Have a Merry Christmas.
Take care, everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. Don't forget Geekgasm coming up on Wednesday. Next Wednesday, right? Won't be on tomorrow.
No.
No. Next Wednesday. Yep.
Okay.
No, you want to do? You try New Year's Day. We'll see what happens. We'll let everyone
New
know.
Year's Day. Yeah, that's how you should kick off New Year's Day, with a Geekgasm.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
What a way to start the year.
All right, everyone. Oh. All right, everyone. Have a good night.
Take care. Thanks for being here.